Am I good?
Perfect. Yeah, I hear you. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Double D's weekly Transformers live stream. I'm Deemer, and of course, our esteemed, wonderful friend and guest of the show, Deluxe, my partner on the show. So, how's it going, D?
Good, man. How are you doing? How's everybody doing?
Doing well, man. Doing well. I am so glad that we have reached this point of the week. It's been a long week, but I am doing well. I'm glad to be here, blow off some steam, talk about some Transformers and what's going on. Your updates with TFCon LA. I'm excited to hear what's going on there too. So
nothing. Absolutely nothing. The third party panel was meh. I haven't put out my news. I'm still editing my news. Hopefully, I can get it up by tonight. But I'll go over, some of the stuff and then we'll go over that tonight. I want to say thank you, everybody coming in and everything. I want to address Paramount Convoy because this dude he always has something to say to me when in my comments and everything. Okay, first of all, I'm not infesting anything with the upcoming videos. That is YouTube. I don't post anything for upcoming videos. Only thing I do is I post when I get done with a review. I post it. So that is YouTube. So, but if you think that you need to unsubscribe for that reason, hey, don't let the door hit you. I'm sorry, but that is not us doing that. I'm not doing anything with upcoming videos. I'm not doing that. So, but like I said, you always have something to say on my comments. Usually it's rude, and and most of the time I just play it off and say thank you for watching. But once again, that is not me. So doing upcoming videos, I don't do that. That's YouTube doing that. So, anyways, just want to address that. Like I said, if you want to stay, great. You're welcome to stay. But if you don't, so be it. So be it. But anyways, other than that, had a great week. How was your week, man? I know you said it was long and everything. It was a long day, long working day and everything.
Yeah, man.
But Transformer-wise, how are you doing?
Transformer-wise, well, this week was kind of a slow week, but for me, I love model kits, and I got a bunch of model kits here. I will show you guys on the Furai G.I. Joe, the Snake Eyes, and his bike. So that's one there. I got Hound as well.
Nice.
And
that's awesome.
Storm Shadow and his bike came in.
Gotta get both of them.
Yeah. And then I got this little set here from Star Wars. The Anakin Skywalker journey set. So, and other than that, I have been working on this guy back here for the review. I just posted on my Patreon the review there. Feel free to check it out. And we'll get a little bit into talking about that here as well. Yes, he is. For me, he's been a hot mess. So I know Deluxe and I have been talking about it before the stream started. And if we want to talk about it a little bit later after you tell us what your week was for Transformers, we'll go ahead and do that.
Okay. I didn't get anything. Well, the only thing I got the comics. I didn't get last month, which was 29 and number 30. That's it. I haven't got any. I think Show.Z, I just paid for the Dr. Woo Woo Woo, the Insecticons, and the Lambo Brother, or not the Lambo Brothers, the Smokescreen Prowl. Those 2 packs. That shipped off a couple days ago. So I don't have anything coming in anytime soon. So it's going to be a little dry for me. But I do got some of the stuff like up back behind me. I got blockies. I got some Megatron, the clear Megatron, and I got Tarn to build. I'm going to do those. And I got some 5.2 toy stuff over there too as well I can review. So I got a couple of things. I got the Michael Myers stuff I can review too. I know nobody will watch those, but I still like doing them. They're fun. Easy. You don't have to transform anything, so that's cool. And I got this guy. I got this big guy, like we was talking about. I got him. So I had to order the batteries off of Amazon, and they won't be until Tuesday. So this probably will not be out till Wednesday because I want to show the batteries off for the chest and for the eyes and everything. But he should probably be out by Wednesday, more than likely. But
that's cool.
Yeah, I didn't have the batteries for it. They should include batteries, especially when you're paying $200 something. Is that how much we pay for them? Like $200 something?
$240 plus shipping and tax. Yeah, man. So it's like $260, $280, whatever it is. Like,
yeah,
it's ridiculous.
Yeah. Include 4 batteries at least. Well, also for the remote, you had to do AAA batteries, which is fine to have those, but most of the time you don't have the little circle ones, that they have different ones. So they should include batteries in that. So, but I'm excited. It looks great. Fortunately, I did not get a terrible one. There are some issues on mine, mainly the Black Lion, but I know you're having a lot more issues than I have. I haven't really had that many issues, just a couple things with the black one, which I'll go over in my review. But yeah, it's beautiful. My God, the paint on it is so outstanding. It is so good. My God,
it really is. And yeah, I did have quite a few issues, which I talk about in my review. But I got to mention this stand here. This stand is a lesson, I think, in stands because outside of the lights. And those lights are beautiful. And let me see if I can zoom in here for you guys a little bit because this is really, really, really great piece altogether. But
it's like a little portal, man. It's so cool.
This comes with storage, y'all.
Yep. Yeah.
Mine's really tight.
Don't knock them over. Don't knock them over.
Yep.
Giggity.
But so tight. I don't know why it's so tight, but like I've been fiddling with this. The point is this will slide out. This will slide out, has weapon storage for all of the lines individually. Super cool. So, and then this 3D effect here. Are you kidding me with this?
It's like a little portal, man. It's awesome.
That is so cool. And it has the stand port.
You can change the cross colors too as well.
Yeah, you can change this color here too. You're right, So
yeah. Now the only issue I really have with it is you have to have it plugged in, which I wish they would have done. I thought you could charge it, but you can't charge it. That really sucks.
Yep. So that is the bummer for
beautiful stand.
For this guy for sure. But he is beautiful, and my copy, there are a bunch of issues on mine. I didn't get as fortunate as DB, I think. A lot of loosey-goosey stuff and parts falling off, unfortunately, and whatnot. But it is beautiful, and the line modes are gorgeous. So I think this might be the first one I actually enjoy the line modes, maybe even more than the Voltron combined mode. So that's a big save for me. So
yeah, that's good. It happens, man. But hopefully, mine's pretty stable. Like I said, the paint is beautiful. Everything. I can't wait to show them off on my review. I just wish I had the battery so I could release it tomorrow. But unfortunately, I don't have the batteries, and I do want to show that off with the chest and the eyes and stuff and everything. Mm-hmm. Like I said, my main gripe was with the Black Lion. The rest of them are perfect. I didn't have any other issues with the other ones.
That's awesome. So it seems like issues are hitting.
So, moving on from Voltron. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I mean, I've watched a couple reviews, but they didn't really talk in them. They were just, they played music in the background. Like I do my transformations, I put music in the background. Yeah. They put music, basically on their thing, and they didn't really talk about it. So they didn't say any of the issues really if they had any. So,
Mhm.
I just kind of watched them for for a little bit of how how it goes together and stuff and everything. But I didn't watch one where they were talking about it. So I don't know if anybody else is having issues with theirs or not.
Yeah, I don't think I watched any videos. I was between, my schedule and just trying to focus on getting this one done. I will say another great aspect of this were the instructions. In fairness to instructions, beautiful print, beautiful line art, and that's
Yeah,
all
they were
you
nice.
need. You don't
Yep.
need any kind of accessory videos to watch. They are done perfectly. So, and there's not much to
Yeah.
do for transformation, which is great. So it's
Right.
easy. It's very playable from that sense. So good job to Beast King on that end
Right.
of the toy as well. Yeah,
Yeah.
cool.
And the instructions were, the pictures were big too, so you could easily follow them and stuff. And so that was a good plus or anything. Couldn't read anything, but you don't have to. Like I said, it's easy transformation.
Yeah,
It's not that hard.
agree.
But so let's move on from I guess Voltron to Transformers, which they do transform, which is cool. But
Mhm.
so we already talked about what we got. So this past weekend was actually, I think it might be just ending now. I think, well, I don't know. I think they ended at 4 or 5. So they just ended this past weekend was TFCon LA. Wish I could have gone. I heard it was pretty cool. And some of my friends, sent me some pics and everything. And but then we had the third party panel. Okay. So I watched it live. Big shout out to the TF Marauders. And I watched it while they were shooting and everything. And it was really, really meh. I mean, I think it was like maybe 40 minutes in that we saw something maybe new. I don't even think we even saw anything new, to be honest. Um, there was just a lot of stuff that we already seen. And I talked to a buddy of mine, and he said it was, it could have been because of, Chinese New Year, it just happened, and they just didn't get enough, new stuff out there. But I went to the LA one last year, and they showed new stuff, and it was the same time, same area when Chinese New Year was. So I don't understand why we didn't get anything new. I mean, it was just really weird. I mean, it's probably one of the worst third party panels that I've ever watched.
That's unfortunate, man. That really sucks because I mean, I think I watched your video from last year when you were there, and it just seemed like there was a lot going on. And so you're right, it was the same kind of time frame as it is this
Yeah.
year. So it's, no clue as to why it would be, whether New Year or not for the Chinese or extraneous events going on, whatever it may be. No clue, but that is a shame. Not even like accessory kits or anything like that?
I mean, they showed some DNA stuff and everything, but we, for like Onyx Prime, TF1, Starscream, and then animated Optimus Prime. But they just showed those off a couple of days ago. And it's just they showed off stuff that we already seen. They showed Magic Square, their Technobots. We had one new picture, but they showed that a couple days ago. Um, I mean, Metagate is showing they're doing another drift from the last night. They're doing a green one now. So they're doing like what other companies are doing. Optimus Prime, they're doing drift. They're just recoloring the crap out of that one. Um, what else? Let's see. Now, Robot Toys did show off their MP Waspinator, and he looks freaking outstanding. Cannot wait for that guy. He looks good. They showed off a Transmetal to Optimus Primal for Legend Scale, and then they got the MP Waspinator coming. He looks outstanding. Can't wait for that. They showed Broadside from Zero One Studios, which everybody's seen that already. Um, Fantastic Model, which is Fans Toys. They showed off their Prowl, Smokescreen, and Blue Streak. Now they showed off, I think the last time they showed renders, now we have prototype pics. And they also showed off color prototype pics of their Strafe and Nose Cone.
Okay,
So
cool.
I don't know if they're going to be petty and do the same thing and release Strafe with Big O Toys. But we'll see. And they kind of, they look good. They look straight tuned, which is, what Fan Toys does. But I think Bingo Toys is going to give Fans Toys a run for their money on their Technobots. And they showed some of the exclusives, Rat Bat. Rat Bat was one of my favorite things to see, but it still was another render pick, and they showed that pick off like 5 years ago. So I mean, like they did Ram Horn, it's going to take forever to get that out. I guess I hope they sooner than never. But Rat Bat looked pretty good, but like I said, same pick. So it wasn't Iron Factory did not show anything. X Transbots did not show anything.
Wow.
MMC showed off some of their stuff that they already shown off. Dreamstar Toys showed off their Constructicon, and they showed off their Brawl from Bruticus, which we already saw like a month ago. So it was the same stuff that everybody already seen, and you could tell. I mean, I could tell in the crowd reaction. There were a couple things that people got excited for, but it wasn't like it was in the past, and it was really sad. But it is what it is. Sometimes you just can't get. Myself, I don't think third party needs the panel like it used to. Like I said, when 2015, 16, 17, and 18 were hitting, that's when third party was at this peak. That's when we got a lot of great stuff at the panels. Now I just don't think they need them. Because Magic Square doesn't really show anything hardly anymore. New Age showed their Retgar, which we are excited of that. But Iron Factory's not showing hardly anything. Some of the bigger companies, Fans Toys didn't drop anything new like they drop one thing usually new every year, but they didn't do this time. X Transbots used to have stuff. MMC would have stuff, and it just you could tell by the crowd reaction, it just wasn't as great as it used to be.
That's a shame, man. It really is. I wonder if they're holding out for a different con. Do you think maybe to solidify their up and coming? I don't know. I mean, there was one that caught my eye, which was the 3-0 Toxitron. Did you see that one?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely getting that. Yes, but that was that. I don't think they showed 3-0 was at TFCon, but they didn't show anything. They did not show anything at the. It's a third party panel. They're official, so they never showed 3-0. But 3-0 was there. They showed off some really good stuff. They got a stepper coming, which is a recolor of Jazz. They got a Shattered Glass Sideswipe coming. They did show off their 07 Jazz was there. Like it's almost complete. Like it's almost ready to come out. They showed Ramjet, another of their cone heads, and they showed some really good stuff. They had stuff on display there, but they didn't show anything on the third-party panel. Yeah, I'm definitely in for that Toxitron. It looks good.
Same. Any other? Peace from my heart. Hey, how's it going? Don't worry about my locks. I just had it up in a ponytail. I was eating before I came, and I didn't want the hair in my food, and I just never got it down. So, but it's still here. No worries.
I'm not seeing anybody's comments. If people are talking, I'm so sorry. I guess my internet or something is screwing up. I'm not seeing people's comments. I'm sorry if you're asking questions. I'm sorry. Let me try to go out and come back in and see if that will fix that. I'll be right back. Okay. Entertain everybody.
We'll be here. All right. So what else is going on? Yeah, Bingo Toys didn't have anything. That's a shame. That really is. I haven't seen the Rat Bat, Chris. I'm curious about that. I like the little tapes that they do. General Toys Ultra Magnus. That one looks good, man. Cynical Banana. I am a big Ultra Magnus guy, as you guys know. So definitely looking forward to see that one come up for sure. For sure. What else is going on? Beast Wars. Nice. Nice. There he is. There he is. There you go. Welcome back, man.
Sorry about that. Okay, now I'm seeing everybody. I'm sorry. If anybody asked any question, I'm so sorry. It stopped at one point. I just did not see anybody's stuff and everything.
Welcome back. So, peace from my heart. I am trying to work
Sorry
out
about
my
that.
schedule. I know DB threatened me a little bit, told me I have
Question
no
sorry
excuse to
about
not
the
come
rabbit
to
surprise ticket
the
for my.
Orlando one. So, that is definitely on my plan to circle and make sure that I am going to be there. I'd like to go to the Toronto one too, take my family because we had a great time there last time. And maybe, God willing, if the summer works out between my time and my girls' time, then the Indiana Con too. So those are my three objectives. In order would be Orlando, so I can finally meet this guy, and then the other two. So keeping my fingers crossed. How about you guys? Anybody else headed up there? You okay, Deluxe?
Where to the BotCon and or BotCon or
Yeah, so BotCon is something I think
yeah, I
my
turned
daughter.
off my camera just to see if it would.
How funny.
Can y'all hear me?
Well, we can hear you. I can hear you for sure.
Can you hear me? Okay, okay,
Right?
good. I'm lagging. Yeah, I know I need to upgrade my internet. I know. I'm trying.
Big Bot Bodega has booked for Orlando. That's awesome. Well, then hope to see you there as well. Still with us, Deluxe?
Yeah, I got my room booked for Orlando. Yeah, I'm still here. Yeah, I got my room booked for Orlando. I still have my room booked for BotCon as well in Chicago. I'm not completely not going to be able to go, but I don't know for sure. I don't know if we're going to be able to. I don't know if I'm going to be able to go to BotCon or not. But I'm definitely going to Orlando. I won't miss a TFCon and everything,
Nice.
so I'll definitely be there. Um, but you know, no, I mean, I'm trying to see if I turn the camera off, it won't be as laggy. Hopefully, I don't know for sure.
There you are.
There we go.
There you
Sorry,
are. You're
I'm gonna keep.
good.
I should have still have Windows 8. God dang, that's some old stuff right
Hilarious. Hilarious.
there.
So, Deluxe, what is that toy above your head in the corner?
Yeah, are you using shows like shows? Yeah, I'm lagging. I'm really lagging. God dang it, man. Makes it better.
Well, Ion, I hope your OnlyFans does well, my friend.
Yeah, can y'all
So
still hear? Y'all can still hear me, right?
we can. I can.
Okay, that's all that matters. Y'all can hear me. Um, so, like Chris was saying, that usually X Transport shows a ton of renders years ahead in time, but yeah, I don't think X Transport showed anything last year at where was TFCon in Chicago.
Mhm.
So X stuff on the panels. So I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just a weird time. Like I said, I just don't think third party needs the panels anymore. To be honest, a third party panel. To be honest, anymore.
So, can I ask what's your thoughts on BotCon? I've heard some people like try to convince me not to go because of organizational events and ownerships and whatnot. I really don't know what the backstory is personally. I'm not in the politics of the whole cons or whatnot, but I wanted to get your thoughts and ask you because this was a recent discussion I was having with somebody. So, but I have no clue. So, what are your thoughts on the BotCons?
I mean, BotCon are great. That was my first Transformer convention I ever went to. Was 2008 BotCon. They were run by I forgot who they've run by. I don't know, like I said, the political sides and stuff, and everything. But the
Mhm.
last one before Haney for Agabus took over was 2016, I think. I think they're 16 or 18 or something like that. And then Agabus, which is Haney. He runs, Agabus.com and their stuff.
Yeah.
He, I guess, bought the license, I think, and he started in 2020, I think, in Nashville was the first one I think he had, and he's had a couple.
Hmm.
There, so basically, I guess they kind of started from scratch. I don't want to say scratch, but they started back. They were gone for a couple years, and they started back. And it's a great show. I mean, I love the guys. Like I say, Agaba, Haney is a really great dude. One of the better, guys in the transformer community and everything. He's a really good dude. I try to buy from him as much as possible and support his, company. Um, and they've always been really nice to me. Him and his family have always been nice to me and everything. It's a good show. It's a big show. It's growing every year with him. And it's a fun time. They get guests too. They got Sue Blue coming, I think. They got some other people, some voice actors and everything. So they're just getting back to what they used to be as far as BotCon before the
Hmm.
other people just, I guess they lost the license or something. They just don't do anything. But it's a good show. It's a fun show. Blockies, they do a lot of blocky stuff. A lot of they get blockies to come show some stuff off there and everything. So it's a fun show. I look forward to it. I didn't get to go. I went. Been to the Indiana one. Then I went to New Jersey. I went to Nashville, and like I said, I'm going to try to go to Chicago this year.
That's cool. Yeah, I mean, I had a great time,
Um,
especially with my daughter going to BotCon, and I didn't realize there was politics involved and all this stuff, and people
yeah,
seem to be very like one side or the other. And I'm like, guys, you know what? I had a great time.
there
I
always
don't know
is.
who's running what and what the issues are. We had a blast. My daughter, like you said, did the blockies contest, and she was just living life in that moment, So we had a really good time, and I don't know who is bigger, TFCon or BotCon. I don't know. Maybe because that is a question from Peace from my heart.
Um, they're probably the same. I mean, TFCon's probably a little bigger now, or really huge because BotCon was going on way before TF. I mean, TFCon was only going, doing Toronto, which originally started from Toronto. They didn't start doing shows in the U.S. until like 2014. So BotCon had been already been around for 15 years or more, I think, like that. So they were the bigger one at that time. So now, since Haney took over, kind of starting over a little bit, TFCon is probably a little bigger, not much. BotCon, gets a lot of people too as well. So I would say TFCon's a little bigger right now, but BotCon's a little, not too far behind. Yep, I got to meet Chris too. Yep, in New Jersey.
That's really cool. That's really cool. Very cool. Yeah, I never realized TFCon was a foreign entity. Canadian, Canadian start. That's funny. Learn something new every day. Love
That's
it.
true. That is true. Yeah, that's true. Exactly. Quentin, thank you so much for stopping by and everything. JJ Prime just went live himself. Okay, cool. That's a good dude. He's across the over there, overseas and stuff. Um, but yeah, I like I said for this one, I don't know. I didn't see. I didn't feel like this. TFCon LA was. I'm sure it was great and everything, but I just didn't see anything. They didn't have a lot of stuff on, display. Usually the Chosen Prime, they'll have a huge display with all their stuff, but some of the newer stuff, I mean, they had the 01 Studios, the glow in the dark Primus, or I'm sorry, Unicron. They had that on display. They had a couple things, and it was just like stuff we've already seen. So they didn't. Usually they have something new, but this time they didn't. I just felt like there wasn't a lot of new stuff shown at this show, but I'm sure it was a great show. I'm sure there's a lot of people who went. As always, I saw some of the lines to get in. I saw some lines to the some of the voice actors, which they had a tons of voice actors. I think a couple of them got actually did not make it because they were stuck in Seattle. I know Gary Chalk was stuck, but he actually got the flight out and made it on today for Sunday for people. So that's cool. But we had the 40th anniversary of the movie, we had the 25th anniversary of RID, and then we had the 30th anniversary of Beast Wars. So they had tons of voice actors, and I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that a lot of them will be in Orlando. And I really hope that Peter Cullen will be there because I want to get one more autograph from him, and I'm sure Frank Welker will be there and all that stuff and everything. So, yep.
That's awesome. I mean, what a time, honestly, of everything coinciding. As far as the anniversaries go, like that, for them to line up like that, that's really, really cool. And to have all those voice actors. And I know, like, one of the things that I enjoyed with my wife, especially, like, she loved, like, when we went down to the actors side. For me and my daughter, it was more like the artist side, for more than the voice actors. Not to say we didn't have some really good interactions with a lot of the voice actors, and but it is really, really cool year. I think this year, 30 years, 40 years, for the movie and the shows and Beast Wars. My goodness, man, like I feel so dated just saying that out loud in front of myself and you guys, for sure. Like, where has all that time
Exactly.
gone? But
Yeah,
still,
exactly. Yeah,
still
it's a lot
loving
of
the game.
anniversaries, man. But yeah, I used to go for the toys and stuff, but now
Mhm.
I go for to see friends, and hang out and get to see people I don't get to see. I only get to see once a year. Used to, like I said, it was all about the toys. My first,
Mhm.
bot cons, I wasn't deluxe. I was just Matthew. I went, just like that, and I was in for the toys. That's what I went for. That's what I wanted. But now, all that stuff I can find online. I don't have to get it there. I mean, I do buy stuff there just to get something because if I do see something cool. Um, but the main reasons that I go to this TFCons and BotCons is just to meet friends and meet everybody, that, watch my channel and everything and get to,
Mhm.
talk to them and hang out and stuff. And that's what really, uh, you know, is the fun part of doing it now. It's just hanging out with people and meeting, new fans and stuff.
That's really cool, man. That sense of like camaraderie and friendship that you've built over the years, I'm sure has, given back to you on a personal level. And I know, like, I've met some people, that are YouTubers and, the artists and the actors and stuff like that. And, even like there's a couple of them that live close to me, and we were joking, like, exchanging recipes and saying, just come on over, we'll have, my style food, and then we'll have your style food and this and that. And it's just so like they're just another person that is just chilling with you, and there's no pretense, there's no nothing there. They're so humble and fun, and I mean, at least the ones that we spent time with and enjoyed and whatnot. And so I definitely
Oh
walked
yeah,
away
oh
with that. Like, the community is bigger than what it seems, and I know there are a lot of animosity and all that noise and whatnot. And I stay out of all that junk. I could care less, but it's a lot of fun, like you said, and definitely this is the year I'm going to meet you, man. Wherever it's going to happen. So
oh yeah, definitely. I told you you're going to Orlando, man. If I have to come up to Atlanta and get you,
yeah,
I'll come
it's a
get you.
deal, man.
Have you guys ever been asked for autographs? Yeah, actually, I have quite a few times, and it's kind of weird. I don't know if I shouldn't. I usually sign it Matthew Deluxe, or I just put Deluxe Baldwin. But I used to ask them, like, do you want me to sign my name, or do you want me to sign it Deluxe or something like that? But I've had a couple times I asked for, because when me and some of the con bros, like Patriot Prime, Cato's Toys Collection, and all those other ones that I still hang out with, which I'm going to see in Orlando. People would take screenshots. There was this one kid that took a screenshot off of our live we had one time and had us sign that. Had everybody
Oh,
sign that, and that was pretty cool.
that's
So
cool. That's original. I like that.
yeah,
Yeah. I have
I wish I got to
got
pick with Deluxe, but they
yeah,
have time. flip phone.
For my autographs, had nothing to do with Transformers. I used to be big in the art world back in the day. Not to do with like cartoon or anime or anything like that, but like more on the serious side of art. And I used to have art shows and participate in art shows and stuff like that a long time ago. So it's a whole different world. It's a whole different spectrum.
Damn, I did not know that.
There are overlaps from the worlds, that's for sure. But generally speaking, there's a lot that you're going to learn a lot about me when we meet up at Orlando, my friend. So we're going to have a good time getting to get to the nitty gritty of each other.
I'm kind of scared. I'm kind of scared now, man.
No, man, nothing to be afraid of. It's my girls you need to worry about, not me. So.
Okay. Well, I thought, I mean, the way you said it, I was like, man, I was like, man, I don't know, man, that's kind of scary.
No, man.
Kind of scary.
Peace from my heart. Thanks, man.
I learn something new every day about you, man.
That's the beautiful relationships, right? The beautiful thing.
I got nice locks now, man. I grown my hair out, man, because I'm just lazy and don't want to go get a haircut. But whatever. Still grow it out. I still can grow it out. That's good.
So,
but yeah, I'm sorry. Go on.
Sorry, I was saying funny story about my locks. So it's more of a kind of something I was never allowed to do, right? So all my life, my style and everything was dictated from top down, basically my dad in the household. And even when I didn't live at home, anytime he would see me and interact with me, it was just not worth, being myself sometimes around him. So the irony is like just before COVID happened and whatnot, I got really sick. And so just a few days before my birthday at the time, I said, this will be the last haircut I get until I'm like cured and better, right? So my wife doesn't like it when I grow it long. So, and I get a lot of compliments from ladies about the hair too. So especially like when I go get it trimmed and whatnot. And there's this wonderful Brazilian lady that does it, and she's always like, all the girls are like talking about my hair and stuff in Brazilian. I don't speak Portuguese or anything, so it's always fun. But that is the reason why I have my locks. It's just a little personal part of my journey for that. So I never really looked at it as being a rock star or anything, but more as my inner rebel, like just setting myself free for things that I've always wanted to do that I never felt I was allowed to do, even at this age kind of thing. So that's my little funny story trivia for the night there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I said, with conventions now, like I said, that's the only reason why I go now is just to hang out with people and everything. Big bot, but the reason why Hasbro doesn't attend TFCon because TFCon is not an official Transformer convention. They did used to attend BotCon back before Haney got hold of the license. Hasbro did have, was in there, but TFCon is not an official Transformer convention. So that's why they don't ever attend TFCon. They will never probably attend TFCon. But like I said, what I was saying is that it's just fun to go hang out with people and spend the weekend with, with people with the right, with that, the same people that collect stuff. And it's always great to meet new people too, as well. Like I said, I always hear, and some of the other people say this too as well. Other, YouTubers will say, some people always hit them up in their DM stating that, I saw you at the convention, but I was, kind of shy. I didn't want to, come up and say hi. I hate that. Come up to me. I am very approachable. You can ask anybody that comes up to me. I'm always approachable. You come up, I will, if you take time out of your busy schedule just to come up and say hi to me, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to talk with you, and, ask you how you're doing, how's the con doing, talk about stuff like that. Cause that's what I like doing. Like I said, I could get those Transformers anytime, anywhere. I'm there just for the people. I'm there to, hang out with, my friends, make new friends, and I always love talking with people, like, oh, hey, that I always get I get a lot of people who say, do you do you? And then I start talking. They're like, yeah, you do. That's how I know you because I know your voice. And everything. And I always like that. It's really just awesome talking to new people and talking to older friends. I see people that I've gone started doing, TFCon since 2014. I still see people, I still see people doing, going to those cons, and I still love seeing those people. It's just, it's just awesome. It's a great time to, it's a great weekend just to hang out and talk about Transformers and, about life and everything. It's pretty cool, man.
That's cool, man. I like when people are just themselves, down to earth, humble. Like, I mean, I have the same philosophy as DB. You see me, and more than welcome to like chat, say hi, whatever. And like I said, it's not me you got to worry about. I have two very protective ladies in my life, my wife and my daughter, and just putting it out there. She is a third-degree black belt, soon to be. So I call her my little bodyguard, and she's very protective of her dad. So yeah,
He
definitely.
said, "Who will be the first to cut his hair to like shaving the beard? Probably shave my beard, probably more than likely."
I
Yeah,
might agree.
I met Big Izzy, and everything. And like I said, I mean, you can tell, Big Bot, like I said, I'm always approachable. I don't know, I don't, if anybody says, I'm sorry, what now? Sorry.
Oh, I didn't say anything. I was agreeing with you.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't hear that. I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't care if even if you're maybe when I get done washing my hands and stuff, then that'd be cool. When I'm eating dinner, I don't dinner as well, but if I'm eating with some friends and you come up and say hi, I'm going to say hi and talk to you, and it don't bother me to bother me during dinner. So, you know,
Yeah, that's cool, man. I love people like that. I love good people. Peace for my heart.
so you guys,
Man, you
yeah,
are
that's
funny,
I mean,
man.
and mostly everybody that goes to TFCons are good people.
Mhm.
There's always the people that talk the most crap on the internet, the most people that are trolls and everything, they're not the ones going to these cons. Because I've never had any issue with somebody coming up to me, and saying something stupid or just saying, being mean to me. Well, in front of me, maybe behind my back there, but I don't know for sure. But nobody's ever, talked shit to me,
Mm.
and like I said, the people that do all that on the internet and trolls and everything, they never go to cons. They're never there. They don't have the experience. They don't know what it is. They know how it is to hang out, transfer convention. But I always meet good people. Everybody that I meet, I usually run into are really good people.
So here's a question, Deluxe. Have you ever like gone and met somebody you've wanted to meet at these conventions and then just been disappointed? You don't have to say names. I'm just curious if that's happened to you.
No, I could probably say no. I mean,
Mm.
I've I'm not really a autograph seeker. I do got some autographs. I got Peter Cullen and Frank Welker. I got some of the Beast Wars, and I got some of those. But I don't really go to meet voice actors a lot. Like I said, I want to meet Peter Cullen one more time. I want to get my picture signed by him. But I've never met anybody at a convention. Are you talking about voice actors, or are you just talking about people? Like,
I was
everything?
re- I was
But I've
referring to
never
just
met anybody that I didn't. I just. Oh, no, I don't think I have. Well, I mean, I usually people I meet too, they're really nice, and we sit there and talk, chit chat for a little bit, and then we go our ways. And if I see them again, I'll talk to them again and stuff and everything. Most of the time, I usually see, people, that I talked to, earlier, but I've never met any that I can remember, So yeah, no, not really.
that's
Don't
cool.
meet your hero.
That's true. I
I don't
hear that a
know.
lot, actually.
Who's my hero? Peaceful heart, peaceful my. What's up, Quindroma, Ulsakel drama. I'll probably say that wrong. I'm sorry. Sorry about that.
Well, I'm sure Optimus Primal would come in and.
Can you hear me still?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. Can't imagine the next people who get mad at you because you like a toy and that person agrees. I mean, yeah. I mean, that's Chris, that is true. I mean, as far as in person, like I said, but like I said, the people that are arguing with me or arguing with with anybody, with YouTubers, usually people arguing with them. Like I said, they're not the one showing up to the shows, and then I've had disagreements with people in person at cons and everything, but we didn't sit there and fight each other and try to put each other down. I mean, we just they would say I like this toy, and I say I don't, and that's it. You just go on your way. I mean, that's how you should treat everything like that. If you go to a convention or if you go online and if you don't like a toy, okay, that's fine, but I do. Or if I don't like the toy and you do, that's fine. I'm not going to degrade you and say you're worthless because you like that toy. I'm like, okay, that's awesome. If you like it, like I always say, if you like it, you win. That's all that matters. It doesn't matter if I like it. It doesn't matter if Deemer likes it. It doesn't matter if my mom likes it. It doesn't matter. As long as you like it, that's all that matters.
That's so true.
So
that's so true. Yeah, and I think sometimes there are definitely people who lose like the grasp of that reality is we're all human. We all like what we like, and we don't like what we don't like, and we're allowed to agree to disagree, and that's part of the relationship of humanity, right? So, like, enjoy what you like, please. Like, we do what we do. Like, I don't enjoy all the stuff that I unbox and review. 100%, I don't, but there are definitely things that I might like that you might not like, and feel free to agree to disagree or disagree to just disagree. That's whatever, But we have fun, and that's what matters. And if we can start a nice, fun discussion on that kind of thing, then even better.
Well, when I set out when I started my reviews, I don't want to change people's minds. I don't think. I mean, I just give them my perspective of what I think of it. And if you agree with me, that's awesome. If you don't agree with me, that's awesome too. That's I mean, okay. I got the 5.2 Toys Love Gun. It's too bad. Oh yeah, awesome. Yeah, I love that little pigeon thing. That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's a great 5.2 Toys figure. So.
Well, I think you said something interesting there, DB. Is that you're not trying to influence or change somebody's opinion, and I'm not sure that like we should. That's not our job. Like we're presenting something that we picked up, that we got our hands on. And as I know, like for me personally, when I do an unboxing and review, it's the first time I hold that toy, and it's the first time I'm looking at it, and it's the first time I'm transforming it and stuff like that. So you're getting like real time, my input, my feeling, and it can change as like I know there's definitely toys that I've been doing that I started out with one from the initial impression, but totally changed by the end. And that doesn't mean you have to feel that way. And I'm not here to influence you or change your mind or anything like that. But I think it's a very important point. We're not here to reprogram you guys in your opinions. So.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, you say, yeah, like reviews, like sharing something you love, nothing more, nothing less. That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't watch people. I don't watch other reviews. Yeah, thank you. I don't watch other people's reviews just to change my mind or anything like that. I just watch it because it's entertainment. And that's how I treat it. It's entertainment. That's what we're doing. We're trying to entertain people.
Yeah,
I wish 100%. I entertained more people, but that's fine.
You're getting there, man. You're growing. I think you're growing more than you're giving yourself credit for. So, this is the year, guys. Listen to me, guys. This is the year of us.
I'm a grower, not a shower.
Positive.
Wait, what? Wait.
Positive mentality for Deemer Baldwin. So, anytime you hear him talking like that, we're gonna cut him off and just be like, nope. This is one thing we are.
Don't let this man lie to y'all.
I love this guy, man. I really
Don't
do.
let
From
that
all
man.
my
Don't let the man talk like that. Anyways, well, oh yeah, love you like a step cousin, man. Um, well, I think that's probably it for tonight. Do you have anything? Do you have anything that you would like to say? Do you have anything you want to talk about, or anybody got any questions? If y'all want any questions, if not, then we'll probably be heading out tonight. I don't have really anything else to say, really, to be honest.
That's cool. Um, I did have a couple questions, but feel free if there's anybody in the chat that wants to ask us questions, like roll free here in the next few minutes. I'm going to ask DB a question, and you guys in the chat feel free to answer as well. But this one was funny to
I think
me.
they've already answered all their questions.
If Transformers were real and you were a Cybertronian,
Okay.
what would your alternate mode be, and which faction would you join based on your personality?
Oh, damn. Well, my faction off my personality would probably have to be an Autobot, but I definitely want to be a Decepticon because they're much cooler. My alt mode, huh? I mean, I'm probably gonna be a little cliche about this, but I hope I use that word right. I mean, it would be like a Tetrajet, for Starscream.
Good
Because
choice.
that's what drew me in as a kid as Starscream to like Starscream was his alt mode. I always liked the jet mode and everything. And the Tetra, if he's on Cybertron or whatever, my Cybertron mode would be a Tetrajet more than likely. But it'd be pretty cool to be like a tank or something. I love tanks. Like I said, Warpath is my favorite mini bot. I always carried him around as a kid, but I think a tank would be pretty cool. Not like Megatron, but something like a tank. What about you? What?
So when I first came across this question, I'll be honest, because like you, like my nature is Autobot, and then my alter ego is Nemesis. But I think if I just really wanted to just roll with that fantasy for a moment, I think I would love to be a Predacon, and Predaking specifically. I always loved that character, especially in TF Prime.
Oh,
And like some of the toys that came out were fun. I am
nice.
personally, I've always loved dragons, and that whole mythological world of knights and dragons and stuff like that. So for me, like any
Yeah.
Transformer that's a dragon is like something that has to be in my collection. So that's me.
No, I understand. That's cool.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it would be
See
fun.
that? I know you can't be a gun anymore.
Yeah.
That's true. No, I think it'd be just pretty cool to be a tank. Like it'd be pretty cool to be like a hover tank or something. I don't know.
Ooh.
I don't know. That'd be pretty cool.
Is that coming? Is that from your
alt mode that I would want to be?
From your military background, I'm wondering, or is that just like you like tanks?
No, I just like tanks. I like tanks as a kid. I had nothing to do with my military background at all. Tanks are cool. I like tanks.
Yep. That's funny.
So that's what it is.
Here's another one that's
I want
fun.
to be a headmaster.
Oh. That's really good. That's really good. Do you have anything that's broken or heavily played with that you refuse to replace with a mint condition one because of the history or the memories attached to it?
I do not. Be honest. All my G1 stuff was thrown away, or we moved a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't have anything. I don't think that's broken. I have some pieces, and it's weird. I don't have my collection up as everybody knows. But once I do got my collection up, I'm going to know the ones that were, maybe like a little something like a tab was broken or something. You always remember that. You can't see it, but you know it's broken because you either glued it back on or you
Yep.
put it back on where it could hold steadily and everything. But you know which ones are broken.
100%. 100%. Yep. And that's kind of it's kind of sometimes the character of play, right? Like you get something you really like and something bad goes wrong, but like you refuse to, do whatever, but you know it's there. And if you showed it to your friends or your loved ones, they might not notice it's there, but you know it's there and that's what matters. And that's the character element, I think, that adds a little more mystique and fun.
Exactly.
Hmm. That's hilarious, man. That's a good answer. I like that.
Nice. Do you have anything like that?
So I think we touched base on one of the streams is the trail breaker that I first got as a kid, and just because if you remember, like I wasn't allowed
Oh
toys. And,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, and even though like I've gotten many trail breakers since then, it'll still be have its own special spot in my heart and in my play and stuff like that, and that's about it for me, because of that sentiment and memory and everything that it represented for me. So
Cool. That's awesome, man.
yeah, man.
Let's see, my favorite G1 mini bots and everything. But yeah, great questions though. I mean, they were really good questions. We should do that every time. We need to make up some questions so we can ask ourselves and just chit chat. Since the news has been light lately, hopefully
Mhm.
it'll pick up sooner or later. I think you asked the question if there's any other. I guess the next show will be TFCon Toronto, which will be in June, I think, and then BotCon is in July. I think. Well, I think. Wait, I think
It's the other way
TFCon.
around, isn't it?
No, TFCon Toronto and no, BotCon and TFCon Toronto are on the same weekend. I remember them saying that. I remember those BotCon saying, or people were going to BotCon saying, "Well,
Oh,
TFCon Toronto is the same weekend, so they're going to be the same weekend in July."
oh, wow, that kinda sucks because last year we had a good time going to one. I think last year BotCon was in June and then TFCon was July. So, if it's the same weekend this year, that's gonna suck for my daughter. She's gonna have to choose.
It used to be, but well, this year is going to be like I said. They're both going to be in July. I think we got has I think New York Comic Con's already passed. Shows overseas, maybe that we'll get to see some new stuff. Hopefully,
Mhm.
they usually do have some new shows overseas.
Mm. What's your favorite figure you want to remake and by what company, or is there a perfect figure? Um, I'd like to see them redo the TF Prime ones with better quality. That's me. I don't care who
Uh,
does it.
I don't want any figure remake. I just want them to make new stuff.
Mm.
Um, is there a perfect figure? Can't think of one
Mm.
right now, but I'm sure there is. I don't know. I don't want to say perfect, but there's some really. I mean, there's a lot of them that are really close. I
You
don't
know,
know if I want to
one
have anything remade.
one figure that I would not
Have a
change
G1
is
Macromaster
is
Stunner. Which
Earthrise
one is
Optimus Prime. I absolutely love that figure to this day. It is always in my hands, always on my desk. It's in almost every one of my reviews for my obligatory comparisons. I love that thing to death. I have two of them, in fact. One is still in its box because I feel over time this one's going to get worn out at some point. But I don't know what my obsession is with that particular mold and figure, but that's me.
Okay. Oh, that's cool. That's a good figure. I mean, I don't have one right that I would have to be remade. I mean, everything's going to be remade anyways. They're remaking all that stuff. You know, so
Yeah.
it is what it is. But anyways, so yeah. I guess that's it for the night. If you don't have anything else if you have anything else to say, this was a great show. I wish that the third party panel would have been better, so we would have had a lot more stuff to talk about. But unfortunately, it's already stuff that we talked about. So it is what it is.
It is what it is. Absolutely.
But But I'm sure from Deemer and me, we want to thank everybody that stopped by and actually watched this and everything. This was episode 5, so
Yep.
we're on the big 5.
Yes, sir.
So next week will be 6. I'm loving this. Last weekend, that thanks for doing this with me because I'm having really love doing this and everything. So I just want to thank y'all for stopping by. And once again, Deemer, I want to thank you for going along with me on this little journey. And I'm having a great time. This is fun. I want to keep doing it.
I have the same sentiment, and I was really honored when we talked about it, and you were like, "Hell yeah, man, let's do this!" Like. So for me, the true pleasure and honor is really mine, and for somebody that I've admired for years, and having a blast, and growing and getting to know some of the community also, that means a lot to me personally. Getting to expand that kind of group and people around us. So let's just keep having fun and keep spreading the good side of the community, and we'll be here every Sunday, God willing. So.
Yeah. We got 2 questions. Let's answer those real quick. If you guys could choose any character to have ASLab, which would it be? I would want the RID Megatron to go along with their Omega Prime. I want that. I think that'd be pretty cool.
So as far as HasLab, are we talking about just size and whatnot, or is there a specific just for the HasLab of it that hasn't been done yet? Dia Atlas, absolutely.
I don't know.
Yep.
The Atlas would be pretty cool. Yeah.
Yep. That would be really, really fun. And isn't there a third party Dia Atlas coming out?
What was? I'm sorry. Go. What were you saying?
Oh, I was saying, wasn't there a third party Day Atlas that's supposed to be like they've been talking about it for a few years now that was supposed to come out?
I don't remember. I haven't seen anything for it, so it's been a while. I mean, it's probably one of those companies that came and went. So I don't know for sure. I'm sure there was. I'd have to look it up, but I don't know for sure. And then Quentin asked one more question. We'll take one more question. Which Transformers in any cartoon series best matches your personality?
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a really good question.
Quick Strike, maybe from Big Force.
Okay. Oh, geez. Which one matches my personality?
I don't know. I mean, just because of my accent. The reason why he's my favorite Beast Wars character. It was Quick Strike. Always because he sounded like me.
That's hilarious.
But I don't know about personality wise. I have no idea, man.
Yeah, I don't. That's a tough one. I'm not sure who would match my personality. I mean, I think maybe Jazz, G1 Jazz. I think it's kind of like he's laid back.
I don't either.
But likes to take the control of things and make sure everybody's doing what they need to do, kind of thing.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's a good answer. Anyway, I have no idea, man. No idea who had my personality. But yeah. like I said, want to thank everybody for stopping by. We'll be back next this week, and, we'll be here at 8 o'clock Central Time. And if you don't mind, share this out. Share it out to everybody. Like, shares, prayers, and care bears, all that good stuff. Get more people in to watch us, and hopefully, I can get better internet one of these days, and it won't suck as bad doing this. So I'm trying. I'm going to try to get better internet for y'all. But once again, thank y'all so much for stopping by as always, and we'll see y'all next week, next Sunday. Y'all have a great rest of your night and great week and all that stuff.
Thank you, guys. Always appreciate you. Stay young, stay fun. We'll see you next time. And thanks again. Take care.
Yeah.